Hello and welcome to another cold night in November. It's getting colder still. This is your Byzantian weather report. Welcome to the Byzantian Brewscast with your host Chaotic Jigsaw and Byzantian Dev. Here to, well, we can't warm you up, but we can warm your soul, maybe, with some funny homebrew content.
A subscription fee, though.
Byzantian heating.
Keep your soul warm. Get that payment up.
So, what have we been up to this week?
I've been doing costume events, at least one every day this week, including yesterday. So I've done nothing today, pretty much.
I can't blame you.
It's been fun though. Lots of happy kids. Lots of actually kind of unhappy Mosey fans because they lost again. But
it happens.
Yep. What was I doing? Oh yeah, lots of writing. I've sort of brought something back that we'll get into later for the big project thing.
Nice.
And I've been adding to that daily, in no particular order. So I've been working a lot of things. Not necessarily in a logical order, but I've been getting lots of stuff done.
Nice.
How about you?
Well, not a massive amount, to be honest, because the weather was a bit poor, but I did get to do some commandering Friday. I keep thinking today's Saturday for some reason. And I did, in fact, win a game in the stupidest way possible.
Okay.
Our friend Dave made a big board of elves, and I played something called Sunfall, which exiles all creatures, and then makes something that is as big, power toughness-wise, as the number of creatures exiled. And then I proceeded to smack him with it. Nice. Well done for making a really big, intimidating board of elves. Goodbye, and now I'll hit you with the Phyrexian creature it created. Genius. Literally playing the out, basically.
Nice.
So that was fun.
When was that? Would that be the Friday or Saturday?
That was the Friday, yeah, that was the Friday.
Egypt Magic on the Friday. Yeah.
But other than that, not done a whole big deal, to be honest. Not as much as I'd like to. Because the weather, again, was really kind of terrible.
If you're down in the UK, it's wet and it's a little bit miserable.
Yeah. But it poured it down yesterday.
It's like the really rubbish pre-Christmas month where no one wants to go out and do anything, really.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go out and see my dad yesterday and help him out with some stuff, but the weather was just like, no. You want to do anything outside? No. You can stay indoors and seethe and cope and mould. Or whatever.
I wonder what people that don't have hobbies do during November.
I know. It must be. I suppose they just, watch TV. Ugh.
Read, maybe. That's technically a hobby, though.
Suppose.
Anyway,
on to our first topic, I suppose. Let's move on happily to the big project.
Yes, I don't know. I've been bringing back something I did a while back. I gave it some scary-sounding Latin name, which literally means monster book. But Liber Monstrum sounds a lot more frightening, so I go with it. And I've done it before, years ago, and I thought I'd do a new one. And the whole thing behind it is I do one entry a day, no particular theme, no particular order or type or anything. But this time, rather than trying to plan it, I'm writing it purely by rule of cool.
Yeah.
So the end goal of it is to have a whole. Do you ever find when you're writing homebrew, you want to write a whole new monster?
Yes.
I want to try and curb some of that a little bit every time if I just write it now, passively, I'll have a weird monster manual full of stuff I thought was cool at the time, and one of them will probably fit. I've got the first 10 entries done. Send that as a master copy to myself, and there's a real mix in there. Everything from sometimes I'll just base it on stuff I've just flat out seen in other media. Like, remember the weird crabs from the King Kong game?
Yes.
That got a thing. I obviously filed the names off and all that, but that's effectively what inspired that one. It's a couple of tribes people, including some. I should bring that up for the Homer of the Week.
Hmm.
So that'll be important later. What was
Yeah.
there? Giant. I wrote a giant salamander because I thought, what's a weird There's not enough aquatic monsters.
Mm.
Salamanders are weird. So I'm gonna write a fantasy based salamander monster with like electric eel type abilities because that would be weird and interesting. And
Nice.
it's just whatever comes to what I'm just going writing by rule of cool, which I don't normally do, and I'm just seeing where it goes, so I don't have to write a whole new monster every single time
Yeah.
I want to do homebrew. Uh, to save some time.
You
Oh,
can just
there's one
fish
other.
one out of the book.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's not like I haven't done it. I just did it early.
Mm.
And I brought something back from 3.5 because I have the old monster manual for one of those.
Yeah.
And there's a monster called the Scum with a K for some reason.
Okay.
So they're like pretty cool. Honestly, they're like half fish people.
Mm.
So I thought it'd be really cool to bring them back because I'll show you the image that went off. They looked so cool and like borderline like Lovecraftian. I thought, you know what, I got to bring that back.
Mm.
So it gave them a stat block. The sort of like weird fishy borderline cavemen enslaved to aboleths. I thought, you know what, that's a really neat idea.
Yeah.
The art's really cool. I'm gonna bring that into 5e. So it's been a bit all over the shop with it, but I have been consistently putting out something every day of the week.
Nice.
What have you been working on?
So I have been carrying on still with the conversion for Vanguard into Lancer, and I've done a couple new NPCs. So we've got
Nice.
Red Lightning, which is a striker type NPC. So actually, this guy actually does unarmed combat. Yeah, unarmed combat in a Lancer game because there should be some troop level stuff.
It could
Because
happen.
I think some of the battles within the Nova Grappler League are in fact like size 0 / actual just unmech combat. Funnily enough, I guess because like actual soldiers also need training.
Yep.
So the Striker, Red Lightning is like a weird species of alien thing. They kind of you can't really see many of their features outside of the armor, but they seem to have like ganglier legs than a usual human, and they've got
Yep.
these like weird energy tendrils coming off their like neck area, which is a little
Oh,
weird.
that is weird. Uh,
That kind of like they kind of like
okay.
plug. You can like plug stuff into them by the looks of things like
Oh,
batteries,
there's sort of like
etc.
Avatar that way into stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
But they use like lightning attacks
That
apparently, which is
makes
quite
sense.
interesting. And they're fast, so that's what I've made them fast. They get apply fist to face and get somewhere quickly, and because they're a crit trigger, which is another thing in Vanguard, they can crit on a 19 or a 20 because that's what So they're more likely to get critical hits, only
That
slightly,
does
but
what it
more.
do.
Yeah. And once per scene, if riding a Nova Grappler mech or within 5 feet of one, they can heal 1 hit point to either itself or a Nova Grappler mech as a free action. It's just a tiny boost. It's not really massive because that 1 health point isn't really a lot, but it is something they do. Just because it has weird Nova Grappler synergy stuff. Basically, I guess they give it a bit of charge or something from their little battery. And they get punch, and that lightning spark is their range 3 1 energy damage weapon, basically. Now, the other one is actually a new class that I created specifically for this called Generalist, because I don't know why there isn't a Generalist class that's just kind of bog standard at everything and not good at anything in particular. That seems kind of a standard thing for mechs.
Well, tell me, what does it do?
So this is Rocket Hammer Man. This is the
Rocket
yeah, this
Rocket
is
Hammer Man.
yeah, if you look at the picture for it, I'll see if I can get the picture for him. This is the Mega Man looking guy I told you about last time.
Let's have a look.
They actually has more than one artwork. I think there's a Japanese exclusive artwork as well, which I've never
Oh,
seen before, as it turns out. But here's the main one, and I guess here's his cool
oh, there is. Yep, look
action
at
pose, I suppose.
that is a man with a rocket, which is also a hammer. So
Yep.
yes,
But yeah, he has that Mega Man X vibe going with him. So I made him basically Mega Man X from Wish.com, basically. So he is a human replica because he's weirdly those like Reploid things from Mega Man are not quite human
yes.
and they're not quite robot either. Subclass hero because that is important for certain things apparently according to the game, and I wanted to keep that apparent. 8 health, so a bit healthier than your usual pilot because he's in a size 0 mech. Evasion 10, E defense 8, grit 2, he's quite gritty. Size half, structure 3, this is like the suit stat part. Stress 3, P speed 2. So I put this as so I've separated speed into 2 categories now. Speed
Right.
remains normal. P speed is pilot speed because pilots are always on a different scale to mechs, and thus I've separated it out. Basically, P speed is roughly about a quarter of mech speed, effectively.
Right.
Heat capacity 5, because, again, tech attack 0, repair capacity 2. So it doesn't have a whole lot of repair capacity compared to most other mechs, the actual suit aspect to it, but it kind of makes up for it by being being both pilot and mech in one.
Okay.
And he is a custom-built replica built by Genius inventor, modeled after his late son, served as the prototype form of other replica cyborgs that sadly later went rogue due to a virus. He fights his mechanical brothers to save people from his father's mistake, aided by said father and the weapon data he collects along the way. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Professor Bright.
Professor Bright, yeah. No, actually, that's brilliant. Yeah, Professor Bright, brilliant. He has a core system, integrated
Yep.
body. He doesn't suffer from reactor failure when rolling for structure damage because I thought it'd be a bit weird for something that's part organic, part robot to suffer from reactor damage. Even that, like reactor failure, that like an insta kill thing that you can sometimes get in Lancer stuff, because making up for the fact that he can't eject from himself.
Yeah.
If its structure is reduced to 0, switch to pilot hit points, which is the same number as the suit. They're just tracked separately. In this mode, Rocket Hammerman cannot move and is treated as being shut down until it is repaired.
That makes sense to me.
He can double jump. He can move twice as normal
Yeah.
distance while jumping. That's
Yep.
something you can get later on, I think, in the Mega Man games or something. It's like the rush thing. He has Assault 1, Get Somewhere Quickly 2, Read a Situation 1, and Survive 3, because because of like the elemental nature of like the Mega Man stuff, I figured, you know what? This guy probably gets into a lot of very elementally unstable areas with lots of elemental dangers because that's a trope in Mega Man, I guess.
Inexplicably frozen factories.
Yeah, or like poisonous bog swamps which have a oil refinery on them for some
In fact,
reason.
that's be a terror robot, but Bogman. No one wants to be,
Bogman!
that'll be Bogman.
He has undershirt, so if he would be reduced to 0 hit points or less when he has 2 or more hit points left and only 1 structure remaining, his hit points is reduced to 1 instead, can only trigger once per scene, which is also another thing, a Mega Man upgrade, basically. It's like, oh no, I would have died from, like, high health or whatever, oh, but I got my undershirt, so I could survive on 1 hit point for a moment.
Okay.
And then he has Energy Tank. Basically, by consuming special energy tanks, he can restore up to full hit points as a free action. If it is at full HP, he regains a repair point instead. Again, same thing as Mega Man. And he has his Mega Hammer, range 1, 1d4 kinetic, and a Hammer Shot, range 5, 1d2 damage of any type. Kind of referencing that whole, like, weapon data thing, so we can use any kind of damage.
You could give it limited charges as well
Mm-hmm.
to really make it Mega Man-y.
Yeah.
That's the word.
But other than that, yeah, so it's just like that's what I've done so far. There are a couple of other like this is clearly a Mega Man inspired thing. like cup bowler, for example, who looks like a robot master, who also uses a hammer, funnily enough, but his head also has like a hammer motif to it, which is a bit weird.
Just to remind you,
Hmm? What?
just to remind you, he likes hammers.
Yeah, just to remind you, he likes hammers. Yeah. There's also King. What's his name? Blade Arm Leprechaun, who reminds me more of a what is it? The post-apocalyptic Mega Man series. I can't remember. Is it ZX? I think
I
where they're
think so. Yeah.
like weirdly people wearing the armors of former Reploids as armor or something for the most part.
Something like
That's
that.
what that guy looks like. Blade Armor Leprechaun. And stuff like that, so I'm going to carry on with. I'd like to get done some of the mechs and stuff as well, and maybe some of the special weapons. But I've also found more of the extreme battler cards, so I could work
Very
on
good.
them. Those
Ooh.
weird chibi looking guys. But I'm looking forward to making more because this is weirdly interesting to me. Anyway, that's my big project bit. I'm going to work on some of the core. Oh, yeah, I've also worked on some of the core notes as well. So, yeah, there's a note about P speed, and there's going to be a note about obtaining skills for pilots. So, obtaining special skills for pilots, which will include the trigger skills. So that I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I want that to be a thing that they can learn.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my big project bit for the week. So our next section will be Critical Fumble.
Critical fumble. Can we blame the weather? It's critical fumble. That'd be a really good shout. Um, Wizards of the Coast has been kicking up a storm this week. To be fair, so they've been. Yeah, there is one actually. The Ghost of Yotei drama continues. People are assuming that they're fluffing the numbers of how much it sold. Some outlets are saying, "Oh yeah, the best-selling game ever," and I don't. I'm gonna say that's not true. I don't mean numbers, but no. I don't. Somehow I doubt that Ghost of Yotei is the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah.
Something's telling me.
Just seems a bit weird.
Like you'd think it'd be something like for a while it was Final Fantasy VII. I know that much. Yeah, the other one I can think of is the price of Dragon Age: The Veilguard has gone down again. So they're struggling to get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
That game was already one of those that like everyone said it was rubbish. People said, no, actually, it's really good. They're mostly paid off to say that. Mostly journalists saying that. And I guess because they keep dropping the price and can't get rid of it, they put it on Game Pass as well, and they still couldn't get rid of it. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's yeah. If having seen some of the cutscenes, it's a bit like one of those cases where a sequel which has more money spent on it somehow looks worse than the games before it and sounds worse.
Why does who knows?
And then some of the gameplay's a little weird sometimes. But even then, it's just a big step down. The tabletop scene's been quite quiet that I've seen this time round, though.
Yeah, there's been. I suppose because it's like, other than like Christmas stuff with the Games Workshop stuff, I imagine they've probably announced like Red Gobbo related stuff. It's usually really quite quiet around this time of year, which is weird. They don't really announce new stuff apart from special Christmas stuff. I suppose
you'd think they'd be
yeah. I don't know why. Who knows?
You'd think they'd be bigging loads of stuff up so people can buy it for Christmas time.
Yeah. I suppose they're just bigging up their existing stock.
I guess. Wrap up for the winter as well. I mean, I don't imagine Wizards of the Coast wants to be in the press nowadays.
Yeah.
I blame them.
However, I think they've failed to do that.
Oh, well, we found something.
Yeah. Yes. Have you seen the Monster Hunter Secret Lair?
You have told me about it. I've seen a few of the promo images.
Yeah. So here's a question.
Oh, okay,
right. That's the thing. But does this look like a ring to you?
A ring. Um, no, that's what's it called? Yeah, that's Valstrax.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that monster pretty well.
Why is it a ring? Why is it a soul ring? Is the question that many people are asking. When I believe that there's actually some sort of special ring already in Monster Hunter, which would have worked perfectly.
See, I have a feeling this set's going to really wind me up because I've played so many of the Monster Hunter games. I'm like, no, that should probably be stronger, and
Yeah,
that's too strong. Um, I think, do they just reskin the card text and put Veilstrikes on it?
pretty much. That's what they're doing with a lot of stuff. Yeah, they haven't made anything mechanically unique for this either. Nothing here is mechanically unique either.
Do you know? That would be a really good one. Having played loads of the Monster Hunter games,
Uh-huh.
when so you could. I'm not sure how to apply it, but certain monsters could have. So when they are, suppose it's not. I suppose they don't really have like a set number of hit. So I guess so when they are used to attack and they ready again,
Yeah.
they should get like a +1. That it
Yeah.
could doesn't stack because in Monster Hunter the classic thing is every so often the monsters will take enough damage they get enraged,
Hmm.
but the trade off being they must attack.
Yeah. Do you know it's also funny? There's a
Oh,
mechanic in Magic called Enrage, which
oh,
triggers when that creature takes damage.
that would be more what I was trying to say. But maybe like half damage, because that's usually how Monster Hunter racks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, none of the stuff in the secret lair, like the actual like cards
it
they've
doesn't do that,
reskinned
does
from,
it?
they're not that
No.
exciting either. They might be fitting,
Oh,
maybe. I
really?
don't really know if they've. If you look at the stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
but nothing of it's like. I don't think any of these are cards that anyone would consider staples. But someone in the comments of this video or whatever the podcast is welcome to tell me that I'm wrong. But from a glance, I haven't seen any of these, the actual things actually do and be seen in played in actual games of Magic, really. Maybe Grand Abolisher, maybe, but that's a stacks piece and people just generally don't like that. Arcumenter is something I personally use, but I think the normal version is an uncommon, so why would you make this card in a secret rare an uncommon from based on an uncommon which is worth like maybe 20p? I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe you could have picked some actual played cards that are actually worth money instead of random crap. I don't know.
And what's disappointing is I found Monster Hunter boring. Like, there's so many monsters you could have picked. There's so much art what you could have gone with. And Valstrax isn't the main games as well, so that's
Yeah,
quite a deep cut
if
for
you
them.
check the link, there is a lot more.
I was gonna say, but that's Valstrax is kind of a deep cut. Like, he doesn't appear in World or anything. I don't think he
Yeah,
does normally.
like this is the Rathalos,
Okay, that's yeah,
but
that makes sense
they've
to
made
me.
him something that is not that fantastic.
That kind of fits though. I mean, Rathalos is like the main guy, but he's always a
Yeah,
mid card monster.
but like this is the kind of card that people would want to run as their commander, and this is not a card you play as your commander, like
Well,
ever.
I think wizards might love Monster Hunter because they could always have the silver and Azure Rathalos as well because they did
Yeah.
variants, many variants.
Like this is something that is more
Oh,
like to be
oh.
an actual commander.
Yeah,
But
they could do like yeah, that's perfect.
it's
And then
just
you could have
yeah.
even better. You could have the red and white variants as well,
Hmm.
the extreme variants, the subspecies. There's some lone species. Monster's done so many variants of like, but different.
Yeah, there's the Silver Sovereign, I guess, as well.
Oh, let's do. Okay.
But again, it's just like this isn't a particularly interesting one either. Like
It's practical. Wait, hang on.
generic
I just,
enough that it's just where do you go with this?
okay. The big problem I just noticed with this thing It's a 6/6.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it is technically weaker than a Rathalos.
Yep.
That's not right. Like
Yeah.
Fatalis was like this is the very very first game, and it was you could only fight it online, and it was pretty much impossible without 4 players.
Ooh.
It was like the first super boss they really put in. So it probably should be a bit beefier than a Rathalos.
Yeah. So this is again another reason why I think they should have done these as mechanically unique cards, like with the Sonic stuff.
Well,
Because
the
I
way they
don't.
could handle it as
Yeah.
well is the Monster Hunter deck could be brilliant because it wouldn't just be dragons. It could be there's loads of other non-dragony beasts in there as well. You can mess about with.
They've done some of the hunters as well.
Okay, that makes sense. So some
Um.
warriors they can see it. See, like I'd love to see the Kongolala get a card. Let's have a look.
There's the
Okay,
burners.
right.
We've
That
got dual-bladed hunter, hero of the Hoarfrost Reach. What Nagakogas? The Nagakogas?
Kakuga. Yeah.
And champion of Kotoko. Who kind of gives me like weird insectoid samurai vibes. Again, this is coming from someone, by the way, who's never played a Monster Hunter game before.
Oh, that's just Monster Armor for you. Sometimes they get weird with the design.
But yeah,
Don't know why I made him a wizard. Why is he a wizard?
because it's based on what it's reskinned, I suppose.
Uh,
Again,
I,
they
I was
could
going
have
to say
done.
that's going to say Monster Hunters are very like not. Didn't we have magic to speak of?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Oh, what do you got? Ah, okay. So that's quite nice. A reference to the very first game.
Mm.
But that's
Yes.
quite a fun card. I like that one.
Yeah, in
Okay.
terms of like referencing, it looks really good, and some of the art looks really, really good. It's just power level wise, it's just really underwhelming, and it's weird that they didn't make anything that's mechanically unique like they did the Sonic one.
I quite like the Champion Kotoko card. That's quite a fun effect.
Hmm.
That's I could see having quite a few of them, and it would work somewhere.
Yeah. Also, if you wanted everything, where's the
Okay.
if you wanted where's the blinking just regular bundle, not the stupid one? If you wanted where's the one that just doesn't have the foils because people don't necessarily want the. So each one I think is about $30 each for the non-foil, which I suppose if you're a collector is of like and Monster Hunter lover is probably fine, but I don't think in terms of actual quality of
Yeah, if you're on the
cards.
fence, I think you're not going to buy.
Yeah, it's one of it's the actual value of the cards themselves, as in the originals, just isn't there. The only sort of saving grace is that you might get one of those soul rings that isn't a ring, which usually soul rings that are special go for like £10 each.
Yeah.
But it's still just like you're gambling on it because you also don't know what the secret card is going to be in your thing. And maybe if you spend over $99, you get like free shipping. But like one of them things is like if the value was there and it was worth it for the play value alone in terms of how expensive the actual cards are to get in general, any regardless of version, fine. But this, I don't think this is the case.
I would love as a joke, the secret card could be a Kongolala, but it's but it's just taken just seconds before it farts. It's a total joke card.
That would be brilliant. And I'm sure there's some good apes or monkey type things that you could use for that.
There's the Blangonga as well. Could be interesting. Honestly, the Kongo could be kind of horrifying because in the actual game, it has its own status where it can, if you get farted on, which, that does hurt you somehow, it makes you stinky. And when you're stinky, you can't use healing items.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Which that could be really nasty if you make that a magic card effect. Like you just can't recover that turn. You're, you're been stinkied.
There is actually a few cards that say players
Oh,
can't gain life, which is quite funny.
oh. Suppose they could do that again.
But yeah, so that's my critical fumble. Just Wizards making some very strange decisions with a third
They'll make some
party
money off
IP
it, I'm
thing
sure.
again. Silly
I'm sure
goobers.
I'm sure they'll make money off it.
Yeah, it's not that. Well, to be fair though, it's funny because like I think the Sonic, like some of the Sonic stuff didn't sell out, which is weird. So it's like they're fumbling the bag so hard in some cases that they're not actually selling out of stuff, which is a bit weird.
When was their last big secret lair release anyway? Because that might be part of
Oh,
it.
I think it was the. Oh, I'm not. Hang on a minute. When was the last one? I'm pretty sure because we keep getting them. Is the thing we keep getting more secret lairs. I guess it was the Avatar stuff, which is basically stills from the show.
I'm still seeing adverts for that, so that's not very old. It
Yeah,
mustn't be that old. I think that's the problem. They're rushing out the door.
yeah. They're just making constant secret lair after secret lair after secret lair. It's like stop, less please,
Give it
and
a
make
minute.
them better quality.
Even better, they could, if they were really clever, they could make all this stuff uh, years in advance and release it and just not tell anyone it's new.
Well, apparently they have like a 5-year plan or something. I don't know how that works.
They,
How
they
far in
must have
development
they
stuff.
must have an enormous backlog if it's a 5-year plan.
Oh, tell me about it. It scares me sometimes. It scares me. It frightens me. Not as much as the Furby stuff does, though.
They're doing a Furby secret lair.
They have done one. Yes, it's called
Oh,
the Due Nula for
mm.
secret lair. Why they did this, I have no idea.
I mean, they're gonna do like sewer sharks next with for no like no warning. Just gonna drop
Like,
it.
who is this for? Who is this product for? Wizards keep
What other
saying,
franchise have we got?
which Wizards
Yeah.
are saying that if you're not interested in this, then this product isn't for you. Okay, but who is interested in this product?
Are you releasing product without an audience? Bit weird. It's more like, okay, there's like they're just running down the list of franchises and going, you will do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we are.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's this one. Who?
I do think we should to be taking bets on the next franchise it will be.
Hmm.
Make a game of it.
Yeah. Who did?
Uh,
What did he do? Oh, he's a cartoonist, right? So sorry, there's a secret name made by a guy called Jim Woodring, and I was like, is this like somebody who also does weird Lovecraftian stuff like Junji Ito does? But no, most of the time he draws comics. Weirdly, we have this slightly eldritch looking thing. What is Wizards? What is going on? What is Wizards confuse me. Anyway, that's enough critical fumbling around. On to homebrew of the week, shall we? Moving swiftly on.
I had a lot of material this week. There was tribal. There we are. Oh Jesus Christ!
What have we
That's not a ring. I'm just gonna say it. There we are. Yes. So, right to find it. I got a few this week that fit. Some of them more generic than others. I did some Sun Elf Tribesmen, which were a little bit some deserty elves. Some fun with that. Then I went a bit more specific with the others. So I was rereading through Lex Arcana because I've been meaning to get my head around that one. It's basically alternative history tabletop game where the Roman Empire never fell. And I thought, well, since the theme is tribesmen and tribal stuff,
Yeah.
there's tribes all over the shop, and I think sometimes what gets a bit lost in the mix of it all is that there were loads of Germanic and British tribes, like loads of them who were running the things. So I came up with a concept for like entry level, low level warriors for sort of Germanic style tribe.
Nice.
Called them the Adoroi because it sounds something. I sort of googled names of actual tribes and tried to hodgepodge one together. But keep in mind, this is from a Roman account. We're not sure how accurate this is, but apparently, when they did go into to actually fight something, they would be really good at sort of very vicious short-term fighting.
Mhm.
So I'd give that little rule. So basically, they are immune to fear for the first round of combat,
Ooh.
but they are unarmored. So
Mm.
take that as you will. That's and then with Lizard Man Star Priest, loosely based on the model, but I just kind of love the idea of Lizardmen with weirdo magic.
Yeah.
So I pretty much gave them moon magic. So it's typically sort of manipulating stuff like cold, sort of stone and gravity. Weirdly enough,
Ah.
but these are the entry level priests. They don't really. They're not even level 1 wizard good, but they are something you can throw into a unit of like group of regular lizard men.
Nice.
So they get a few little fun cantrips called Lunar Charisma's castings. They get Lunar Rock,
Mm.
which is 1d4 bludgeoning and 1d4 cold.
Interesting.
And they get another one spell Armor of Frost, which +2 AC modifier and 1d6 lost hit points. So it's sort of like a cheap, easy way to get a bit of magical healing into a group of enemies without it seeming broken or unfair.
Mm.
Especially if you like trying to introduce that concept to players.
Yeah.
The last one I'm going to bring up, because I did quite a few, is for Talislanta, so to put it exactly on the D&D. There's a faction there called the Thrax, and they look like they are a tribe of humanoids that they wear gas masks, wear lots of leather robes. They're all about arms dealing and scavenging, and they are kind of weird because they have actual access to siege weapons.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't design a siege weapon, but I did design a portable thing. So, of course, there's your standard tribesmen and stuff. They have like spears and weird staff things. They have their own weird staffs, like blade staffs. They're quite cool. But they also get access to chemical flamethrowers, which I thought that's a really fun idea for an encounter. Because how often in a primitive setting would you be wandering about somewhere small, like a cave or a ruin or somewhere where there's not much place to move?
Yeah.
So I thought, give them flamethrowers. It will be really, really funny. So I call them incinerators because that seems fun enough. As for the weapon itself, deals 2d6 fire.
Yeah.
10 limited. Is it going to be used 10 times for refueling? Obviously two-handed, and it sets people ablaze, which is so basically they take 1d4 damage at the start of every turn while they're ablaze. They can put themselves out. They have to stop, drop, and roll as an action, and that's their turn.
Wow.
And then they can be reset ablaze whenever they like. So it's kind of like that's a nice loop for them. As for the actual abilities, they have insight. They have advantage on investigation, perception to check value of weapons and armor. That's a whole like Thrax thing because they're really good at scavenging stuff they think is valuable or useful. So they would know that kind of thing. Pyromaniac pretty much explains itself. They get advantage on saves for just being frightened when they deal fire damage. If they find it calming, I guess.
Yeah.
And I like to have sometimes like a negative trait in my things. So I gave them the chemical stench trait. So they while they're using or carrying a fire thrower, which they are all the time, they have a disadvantage on stealth checks.
That yeah, makes sense
You
to
don't have.
me.
Also, you can damage the fire thrower, so it explodes.
Ah, big
So
boom.
it's it's high risk, high reward. But I think it's kind of fun that that particular source book has flamethrowers and siege weapons just be a thing. So it'd be a shame not to put one in. I did about 10 other things that are tribal adjacent, but I won't bore you with those. Oh, what will you come up with this week?
So I have made something for Chult of all things.
Oh,
So this is called Uchtiki's Fang. I called it that because I
very
wanted a bit of
nice.
vaguely Aztec sounding name. It's a
Yep.
great sword. It's a unique artifact grade weapon, two-handed, heavy, has a tagline called Giant Weapon, which means it requires 18 plus strength to wield. Does require attunement as well, but you, it's massive, so you need 18 strength to even hold this thing. It's +2 standard weapon damage for the thing, the great sword, but +2. Weight 10 because it's a massive version of a greatsword.
Big.
It has crisis critical. The attuned user is at half their max hit points or less. This weapon crits on an 18, 19, and 20, as in nat 18, 19, and 20. So again, also weirdly high risk, high reward kind of weapon.
That sounds very blood sacrificey.
Hmm.
That's fun.
It also has Thirsty Weapon. When the attuned user lands a killing blow with this weapon, they heal 1d6 hit points. So again, it's kind of difficult to maintain that equilibrium of being below your max hit points. So it's like
I like it.
and also the amount of times that like I know in D&D that somebody else gets the kill instead of you, even though even though it doesn't really matter because it's a team game. It's like nuts. But it does have some ascensions. It does get stronger under certain requirements are met. So the first one, trigger Thirsty Weapon and Crisis Critical 9 times each. You gain Limit Break. Each time you land a successful attack, note the damage cumulatively. Once that number exceeds 100, you may use this ability. Make 3 attacks with this weapon on the same target, as if you were making a multi-attack, dealing the same damage also to the target's armor. There's not an armor break mechanic in D&D, so I figured damaging their armor as well as them would make sense. And then reset the noted damage count to 0. So you might get it
Okay.
maybe get it once per combat, maybe. The second ascension, which goes into the lore we'll look into later, make a special ritualistic prayer to Quetzalcoatl, I never know how to pronounce that name correctly, and pledge yourself to them. DM notes, make the knowledge of this known to the player via a vision, and make finding the requirements to the ritual a side quest. And it just,
Okay. So
and it just
you
gives,
got to commit. You got to commit to that ability.
yeah, and it just gives
I like
it
that.
+3 fire damage to attacks while you're attuned to it and loyal to the snake god, basically. So it becomes effectively a +5 weapon on damage if you go through this rigmarole and become a pseudo paladin / pseudo warlock.
Okay. That's
And then final ascension. This is quite a difficult one to actually do. Deal over 1,000 damage in a single day during sunlight hours. Time begins at dawn and ends at dusk each day. So if you want to do a silly grinding session against meat grindery enemies, if you really want to go that route, you can do this.
does that stack, or do you
Yeah,
have to do it all in one day?
all in one day.
That is. I kind of like that. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, the effect that you gain from the attuned user gets +1 to all core stats during daytime, so long as they remain loyal to the snake god. So the effect is worth it, because you basically get an ASI in everything attached to your weapon. So if you really want to go and do a side quest where you deal a massive amount of damage with some help from your team, to bless you and do stuff like that to increase your damage output, you can. And it is worth doing. but it might be a bit. It might. I just. I was like, how much damage in a single day is a difficult amount of damage? Was my like thought, and I think
It
about a
sounds real
thousand.
difficult.
Yeah, but this item was sheathed in a pedestal in an ancient temple deep in the jungles of Chilt. It's made of bone, which maybe its name suggests that. It's one of the teeth of an abnormally large tyrannosaur who roamed the land eons ago as its territory. It's said that it took the sun god Quetzalcoatl itself to fell the apex predator and usher in a new age where the human, lizard folk, and Yuan-Ti tribes could finally thrive and build their civilization. The remains of such will be still found today, though most has been buried underground, which is, I believe, the canon of Cholt anyway. There's jungle temples and shit. As for the fang itself, it was carved and sharpened into a blade the size of a small man, indented with a symbolic phrase in a language now lost to time. I guess like ancient lizard folk or something.
Size of a little fella.
Yeah, yeah, so a little, just a little fella. The fang of Uktihi was then offered to the snake god in thanks for their people's salvation. It was put in the temple, admired by many, and used as an idol to commune with the serpent god. Time passed, a great magical calamity struck the land, and the ruins lay quiet for thousands of years. Just a little
That's to me.
like ancient relic from an ancient tribal age. Yeah.
What would it look like? Just out of question.
I
I'm
guess it
curious.
would. I guess it would look like like how like you got like the big incisor teeth, right? Imagine if
Yes.
you like shaved that down you've got the sort of width of it, but you're shaving down the sort of the bulk, so it's flatter. So
Oh,
it's
okay,
still
it's
got
just a big
that
tooth.
weird like toothy curve
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean.
with like etchings on it and maybe some like blood paint or something. Maybe like dried blood in there or something that's over, from hundreds of years of ritual sacrifices has
That
stained
yeah,
the
I
indented
can
bit.
see it. It's I do like the writing shorthand of
Hmm.
jungle tribes. Some of them like blood
Yeah,
a
with
lot.
like I guess like the actual handle bit, like the pommel and handle would be some ancient vine or something with like a bit of like mahogany twig or something attached to it. Like they've just grabbed something that was sturdy at the time and just wrapped something sturdy around it to make a handle.
I could see it. That sounds cool. Oh,
Yeah.
pardon me.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to make some. I like making weapons, and the idea of making like a really ancient, almost barbarian aesthetic weapon just kind of appealed to me for that. It's like when I think tribal, I think like bone weapons. And what's cooler
Yeah,
than a
that's
bone weapon made from a giant dinosaur tooth?
bone and flint and obsidian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So our next section is tabletop news, which we might not have a heck of a lot of, but
Uh, no, it's been very quiet on that one.
yeah. Apparently.
Been we're not too far off from Trench Crusade getting their own miniatures,
Ooh.
which is nice.
Uh huh.
Um, I'm not sure I'll be getting into Trench Crusade. I have enough going on there, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. Um, yeah, I did get some new stuff though.
Hmm.
Some new boots. Like I picked up an old issue of White Dwarf, which is I love the magazine to death, but you ever feel like when you get it, you have to explain it's not some weird sex magazine.
Yeah.
Whoever named that back in the day in the 70s? Must have been the same guy that named the Orc Sergeant's Knobs as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's when was it from originally? It's a back issue, December. Let's have a look. It's a mid 2000s one.
Mm-hmm.
2002. Was I into Warhammer by 2002? No, I wasn't.
Uh huh. Go on.
That's fun. Yeah, so it's I bought it because it said it's got 2 battle reports in it at the same time, which is nice. Um, and they're actually not they're not bad. One that has got like a decent back in Warhammer Fantasy, so it's Warhammer Fantasy battle report.
Yeah.
It's 2,000 points of goblins versus 1,000 points of high elves,
Hmm.
and the mission is don't die. It's kind of a fun read. Because I read it on the train, 'cause it was like 250 from the shop in Coventry. I thought, you know what?
Uh-huh.
It is, like old Warhammer High Elves were just like a big unit was 18 strong, and that's about the biggest you got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
What?
don't personally remember those days because Skaven player. Our biggest
Yeah.
unit was 60.
Yes. The biggest unit of the High Elf list for 1,000 points is 18 regular spearmen.
Hmm.
That's the big unit for High Elves. The Goblin list. Oh my god. Yeah. It's got, and this is just the regular, not the regular goblins. Nothing fancy.
Mhm.
40. This includes 47 goblins in one unit,
Ooh.
30 goblins in another, and 42 night goblins in another unit. And there are 30 night goblins, and there are 20 night goblins. Goblins everywhere. And about 34 wolf riders on top of that.
Hmm.
It is really funny to look at. That's a lot of goblins.
That's a lot of
Really,
gobbles.
yeah, it's a really fun battle report to read because it's clearly set. It's quite clear that it's the goal is survive 5 turns because you're not going to win it. It's kind of stuff like that. I do miss the old battle reports a little bit because of it. It's just I love seeing like really weird, almost unbalanced battle reports. I think they're quite fun. It's just more fun than a pitch battle sometimes when they just take a weirdo scenarios. We read this in a book one time, and it sounded cool, so we recreated it.
Wow.
Like
That's great.
like one of the ones I've got, one of my back issues I bought years ago now. There's a really weird. They run load
Huh? What?
of orcs trying to get through Shelob's lair,
Ah.
so it's evil versus evil, and it was really cool how they did it. They made the store made their own board for it,
Nice.
so they had to deploy but 2 or 3 orcs at each tunnel entrance because you can only go so many ways. It's really like confined, and they had rules for like webbing. You had to actually hack through it to get through it,
Mm-hmm.
or you could get stuck. Basically, you had to get enough orcs off the board. But whoever's playing Shelob could just put web barriers in front of like where the orcs were going, so you could funnel them to where you needed them to be.
Ah.
It's a really nice little read because I love they do a weird battle report like that. That's kind of unbalanced but really characterful,
Hmm.
rather than going for something like you'd see at a
Pure
tournament.
like meta. Like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
this is exactly 1,000 points versus exactly 1,000 points. Go.
yeah. It's just a really fun little read. I had a great time with it.
Yeah.
Um,
So I've just looked at the Reaper Miniatures November 2025 new releases, and
oh,
something has caught my eye.
is it like a flatulist or something? A flautist? I keep making that 2 things
Oh,
up.
it is way better than a flatulist. Wait, flatulist, flautist.
Yes, the one. That's the one.
This is a diagrouper.
Diagrouper. Okay.
It's a fish. It's a little fish. It's a little fish, man. It's a little
I
fish.
I love that. I
Basically,
actually
they've
love
done
that.
a bunch of aquatic things. So they've got devil rays, sharks, great white, shark fins, a dunk, a dunkeles, what? A,
Dunkleosteus, something like that.
yeah,
What are you on about?
this thing.
I know
Dun-
what you're on about. It's
the,
yeah, that's Dunkleosteus or something. Yes.
yeah, dolphins, giant clam, giant moray eels, and this diagrouper because brilliant.
I would kind of love these because one of my things on my things that also one thing I want to get around to writing, maybe I'll make it a new project,
Mm.
is a one shot based entirely underwater.
Ah,
So I think finally a set of miniatures for stuff like this.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
They've
What
released a new color as well. It's also got a
oh,
funny name.
what is it?
Go ahead, have a look.
Roast to duck and
Yeah, roasted duck and brown. I guess they called it that because it
Thanksgiving.
released on Thanksgiving time, I guess. They've got
That's
some
funny.
more chibis for Pathfinder, including this absolutely wonderful mental looking goblin.
Oh, oh, that is mental.
Yeah, I think I picked up like a few of these or something similar from last year's UK Games Expo with the gacha machines.
Oh, I started to get through that. I got a couple of Hagrids.
Hmm.
It wasn't literally Hagrid. It looked suspiciously like Hagrid. And I got with three little tiki guys, but I've been meaning to get around to paint. They're quite fun.
Also, Reaper Miniatures have been taking a book leaf out of Games Workshop's book, and they made a ghost guy thing that is very, very much tactical rocking himself.
Oh, amazing!
And this one looks even harder to paint because he's clear, like a ghost should be.
Okay, where does that? There must okay. So is the flamey bit bolt onto the base? Is that meant to be its foot?
Uh, kind of. No, you got foot here, foot at the front. You can see one of its back feet. It's attached to that
Yes.
headstone.
It's kissing the tombstone.
Yeah. This is again. I think it might also be, this other tombstone. I think it might be supporting it by the midriff area, which is at least something. But this is very, very mentally tactical rock territory. Again, how do we make this ghost thing look like it's flying? Why does it need to fly?
I don't mind it because if it works how I think it does, it is at least attached to the floaty spirity thing on the ground.
Yeah, true.
That's at least something. I like that they made it nice, actually clear. You don't have to paint that really if you don't want to.
And yeah, we've also got a special Oktoberfest little person. That doesn't look too out there, which is nice compared to some other Oktoberfest stuff I've seen.
Oh, good.
Just und paar Met, yes. Und Wintersill.
With a proper head that's a proper head than that one.
Yeah.
I want to go to Oktoberfest at some point. Never actually been to one.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Oktoberfest. Be really nice.
Not what I do other than drink beer, but I think that's why you go to Oktoberfest.
I mean, apparently in Germany, there's also a lot of really good Warhammer stores, so you could go and drink beer and play tabletop Warhammer whilst drunk.
You'd be surprised how big there's a crossover of the fans of those two things.
I mean, there is a reason Bugman's exists as an actual drink, I suppose.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Okay. Sunday preview. The Jade Addy be in Warhammer Quest Darkwater. Okay. Sunday pre-orders, new Chaos stuff. Golden Demon 2025 Essen finalists.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, that's who painted this thing? Where is that boy? There's a cool Skaven thing I blinking saw. Wait, or is that no? Maybe that was something else. What is here that's really cool? Oh man, look at this guy! Look at this guy! Look at this. This is by Lucas Pina. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. That's surname if I try. Look at that.
Lucas Pina Peniche?
Oh yeah, I think it's Peniche, I think.
I like the Goblin Owl.
Yeah. I don't know
It's
what
fun.
miniature this is, or if it's like an entirely custom thing, but it looks
It
really cool.
looks like a troll
Yeah. It's also
with a
it's also got the Grignard thing going on. Um,
sagging nipples. The other one.
yeah.
Um, let's have a look. Even the bird's got a little goblin head.
Yeah.
A little crow up there. That's fun. I like how the cauldron is kind of tiny though.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I just noticed it's like she's sat on some poor goblin as well.
As you do.
Yeah, but goblin knives are cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't I think we're getting so these what are the new pre-orders? So there's Ferran Arius. Again, I don't know if I'm
Right?
pronouncing that correct. Ancient in Terminator armor. This is new
That's for Horus
Terminator
Heresy.
Assault Squad. This is this is 40k. I think it's
Okay.
in the wake. Oh, the yeah. So it's just standard 40k.
Okay.
Terminator Assault Squads. Subaden Khan, which he's a White Scars guy. By the looks of things,
That
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense to
yeah.
me.
And he actually gets a fucking speeder bike. Do you remember back when speeder bikes were a blooming thing? Well,
Yeah,
now we've
it
got them
always seems
back, finally.
that's a nice looking model. No, it does seem weird to me that the Space Marine chapter that dedicates themselves to bikes and speeders doesn't really get to use bikes and
Bikes and
speeders
speeders.
anymore.
Yeah. It's like, but it's nice that they
That's the
actually brought
thing.
out a new bikes and speeders thing for the bikes and speeders group.
They need certainly they need new squad for that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then in the old world stuff, there's a Chaos Marauders Army reinforcement set, I
Ooh,
guess.
okay, they're like Marauders, they're quite fun.
So they have brought out new stuff, but it's to like minimal fanfare.
You know what? I quite like that. That is that for AOS or fantasy?
This is
I just
old world
old
fantasy.
world.
This is old world.
I can tell from the nice. I do love the square bases.
Yes. Because it means that you can
Big
actually
square
put your
bases.
minis next to each other in a neat fashion.
And if
Imagine
you have a
that.
movement, if you have a movement tray, you can just
Yeah.
shuffle them along.
Are they going to bring those back? I imagine they must have done.
I would love that. Could use them for other things as well.
Yeah. Cheap
So that's
D&D
not.
terrain, for one.
Yeah, for sentient terrain, could shuffle could shuffle them out.
No, no, no.
Um,
You see, it's terrain that's easy to rotate.
oh, so when you're playing Mutant Chronicles, you can rotate the board 90
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah. God, imagine if someone like made like a 3D, like, proper designed version of the boards of Mutant Chronicles.
I think you'd have to like put on a funny light show every time you use the spell.
Yeah, and there's also a map of the
Yep.
old world, Imperial Calendar 2278, which actually looks like a cool poster that I might even look at picking up for myself because I do like map. I love fantasy maps.
Okay, yeah. Let's have a look at it. Oh, that's cool. Got all the Imperial city states on there.
Yeah,
5K. Okay.
that's lovely.
No, that would look good on a wall. Like
Yeah.
that.
And I've got plenty of wall space to use in this place, so I might wind up picking this up. For once, Warhammer has brought out something that might actually appeal to me.
Yeah.
Why it's nearly 20 quid, though, is beyond me.
Yeah. There was a catch.
Yeah. If it's made of, like, good quality material, I don't mind so much.
It's made of gold.
It's just made of gold leaf. Showing the butt. Yep. Massive, 1,000 millimeters by 890 millimeters when unfolded. I've so 100 centimeters by 89 centimeters. Why did they put the number in millimeters when you could just make it centimeters? I mean, there's very little difference. It's like, oh yeah, look, it's
Wait,
massive. It's 1,000 millimeters. Have you made it millimeters just so it sounds more massive, Games Workshop?
Was this the UK release or the Canada release? Because that might explain it.
Um,
No, don't I think Canada also uses metric
yeah.
as well, don't they? Yeah. Why? That's weird. That's why they've
This
done
is
that.
just their main.com website, to be fair, so
It's
who
American.
knows?
That'd be why.
But yeah, it looks interesting. It's just like an Empire of Man made to order stuff. Miniatures Muse Pass arrived to help bolster the force of the Empire. Classic sets available are 5 Empire captains, 10 Empire State troops with halberds, 3 Empire State troop command, Empire State troop command with halberds, Empire handgunners, and Empire archers, and the Empire Estate building. I made that last one.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like the Empire. I like the Empire stuff.
I remember
It's
these from
all
like
big
way
sleeves and hats.
back. I
All
mean, I
big
never
sleeves and
played as
hats.
them, but I mean, look at how characterful these blokes are.
I like
There's
them.
something straight out of the. Can I copy the bloody image, please? Sheesh. Look at how
They look.
Tudor these boys look.
They look. Yes, they look very like. Some...
They've got
Oh, I
that
love these
like.
guys. They have ears.
Yeah, they've got
Oh
that
yeah.
like bulky clothing on.
Man at arms look.
Yeah.
The puffy Landsknecht sleeves.
Yeah. Is that man wearing a face?
Which one?
The one in the middle. It looks like his armor has a face.
Oh, it does have a little face, like a lion face. I'm assuming it's a lion.
From a distance, it looked like a man face, and I was like, "That's more of an Ogre Kingdoms thing, right? Wearing people's faces."
It's a disapproving cat's face.
Disapproving cat. And look at those big feathers as well. See, this is the kind of army that makes sense having ridiculously overdone hats. Meanwhile, the elves are just like, I'm going to have a really tall, pointy hat. Why?
Yeah, painting those guys is really fun as well because they used to have an old guide for painting Empire.
Yeah.
And they had a whole load of pages on the different city states and the colours of the uniforms. So they each have their own. It's quite neat. Actually, the handgunner kit was one of the first things I tried to kit bash anything with. So I converted some weird Imperial Guard with las muskets and feathery hats. I still got them knocking about.
Nice.
So I quite like that kit.
So that's your Warhammer news for this week, folks. We hope you enjoyed our look at some tabletop things. I might try and do that more often, as it is a good slot as well, because it means that I don't have to do quite so much research. It's topical. It's topical. Imagine making your podcast topical. So I guess we move on to the wheel and then closing thoughts.
Yes, I have added a few because we're down to 3. We'll have to do a thing. So we got Impractical Object, first edition remastered. I want Lancer. I hope we land on that one a bit. Trade Tool, Greco-Roman, and Pet. If that wasn't broad. What we got? Lancer.
You seem disappointed.
No, it's actually Lancer.
Oh,
I like that.
What are the chances? Nice.
So, I suppose the limitation has to be in the Lancer system.
Yep.
All else is fine.
Works for me.
Yeah.
So, what are your closing thoughts, my good colleague and friend?
My closing thoughts are, I will oversleep tonight, and I am going to go through my go through my previous Lancer stuff and just make a cool thing and probably binge watch Gundam Wing to get some inspiration, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
My closing thought is, if you can't find vanilla Coca-Cola, we're not spawned by the way, in your local stores or whatever, because Coca-Cola is blooming difficult to get in vanilla form because stupid import and export problems. Just make your own. Turns out I just bought some cola and bought some vanilla extract and just stirred it in. Yeah.
Nice.
Turns out it tastes basically the same thing.
Is it cheaper than buying it regularly as well?
Yes. In a word. Yeah.
Nice.
Because you only need like maybe half a teaspoon at most per cup of vanilla extract. So, like, a bottle will see you through more than a 2 liter bottle of cola. So it also means
Nice.
you can actually get it, quote unquote, in bulk compared to just a single blooming can of it. So, with that being said, I'm going to see if there's good people to rain. Ah, da 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 da. Is anybody being interested? No.
That's tag on.
That's
Is that a tag on
fine.
Twitch now? Being interesting.
That's a title on Twitch, yeah. Being interesting. So that'll be it for our podcast this week. We hope you enjoyed. We will be back next week with
See you next week.
with some Lancer content and more news. Oh, and I will have a report on MCM Comic Con.
Are you going?
Yes, my dad has given me the money to get a Saturday ticket.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I will be there, and there will be a talk on this channel and possibly a vlog of some description on the YouTube channel. So go and check that out, unless you're already on YouTube, in which case, well done. And we'll see you guys soon. But this is goodbye from Chaotic Jex.
And goodbye from me, Byzantian Dev.
Bye-bye!
Bye.